And the problem I have with that is, what's the point in getting a certification or accreditation if you ain't doing nothing with it? So now I'm rethinking this right here, guys. You guys are coming in here. I'm giving you guys the blueprint to life. This ain't about no building, guys. I mean, all business is pretty much the same, but guys, I'm giving you guys, hey guys, you can do this, 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 this. At the end of the day, you need to be trying to think about entrepreneurship. You can work your regular job until you can create your side hustle and let your side hustle become your regular job. But you guys are coming in here, you learn how to do all this construction and stuff, but you ain't doing nothing with it. We just in here talking about it. Where does this stop? And what's the point? And you know something? I don't even care. You know, guys, if somebody came to one of my houses and wanted to, let's just say I had some framers out there yesterday, framing up part of the garage. Do you think that me as a builder, I didn't ask them, hey man, can you show me your NCCER card? Do you have an associate's at Lawson? Oh, do you get your short certificate? I don't care anything about that. What's the point if you're not taking this information, this framing stuff, this plans? We're looking at plans. We're talking about framing. We're talking about blueprints. We out here doing this stuff. What's the point in all this stuff, man, if you guys are not using it? So you can say, I got a degree. I got my degree. I had one student just got his associate's degree. I talked to him a month later. He said, I'm going back to get my architect degree or something like that. It's getting to the point, guys, where we're getting too much education. And our education is let me see, we're getting too much schooling that's affecting our education. That's what it is. We're getting too much schooling, but we're not educating ourselves because we're not using this to make money. These guys out here, my framer, he ain't got nothing, one certification, but he doing it. And that's what's important to me. Like Evan, I'm sitting here talking to him. Joe, I think Joe and Cortez, some of these guys, man, they actually doing it. I had to give it to them, they do it. But guys, it's time out for this. We just gonna come to class. And guys, don't come here, man, just because, don't go to school just because it's the next best thing, because you're expected to go to college. You know, it's kind of comical to me. I go to some of these high schools. I used to go to these high schools all the time. Just go to a high school. Hey guys, what are you gonna do? I'm going to college. And you know why they say that? They say that because they've been programmed to say it. Because the parents, they figure if they say that, the parents will be proud of them. But even if you went to college, guys, if you go to a 4-year college right now, you're gonna spend all that money and what are you gonna graduate? And chance, there's a high probability that whatever you get your degree in, there's not gonna be a job for that out there now by the time you get your degree. And you're wasting 4 years. You know, my daughter, 36-year-old daughter I told you guys about, she's a doctor. She teaches at Auburn. She's a psychology teacher at Auburn University. But every year, hey man, what you gonna do? I'm going back to school. Really what she was doing was she was prolonging the inevitable. And the inevitable is you gotta get out here and deal with life. You gotta get out here and start paying bills. You gotta get out here and start working. You gotta get out here and start doing these things. It is what it is, guys. But she was trying to prolong it by being in school. she was being shielded. I don't want to deal with that. Then you guys hey, look, man. I don't care if you come in here and you take 2 classes. If you can take these 2 classes that I taught you, and you can take some of the information out of here and go out here and make some money with it and take care of you and your family, then my job is done. But if you come in here and you sit in my whole program and you get your associates and all these degrees and stuff, and then you tell me I'm going back to school, and you're not using any of this stuff, I done spilt all my trade secrets to you guys, and then you guys go out here and you ain't taking it and going making you some money. We got to get better, guys. We got to get this thing together. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It may be in the air. And yeah, I am hard on African Americans. I am. Yeah, I'm hard on us, man. But my Hispanic students, they'll come in here. They'll take a couple of classes, the classes that they need in order to do what they need to do. They'll go out here and make it happen. My white students, they'll come in here. They'll absorb the information and the knowledge that I give it to them. Boom, they'll go out here and make it happen. I've seen it, guys. And I don't know if it's our family structure has got jacked up or something, man. I don't know what did happen. But it's only when maybe I'm just hard. Maybe I am Uncle Ruckus. Maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I expect too much out of us, man. But and another thing, man, we gotta get off. Let me see. We got to get clear thought too, man. I mean, I think of one of the biggest problems. Something happened the other day, man. I think drugs has got us. I think this rap stuff that you guys are, this stuff that you guys are seeing on TV and stuff like that, this rap and they keep pushing this agenda. I think it's an agenda, guys. They got you guys, oh man, they smoking and it's just all kind of, you can't have clear thought with that stuff, man. I don't care what you probably think you can, but it's not gonna make you motivated to go and do anything because it's gonna substitute. See, guys, when I go out here, like me, what I do, I go out here and I build a nice home for my family and for my kids. I provided a way for my kids. My kids can't say that I didn't set them up in a good position. None of my kids. Maybe with the exception of my oldest daughter, the one my mom put me on child support. But when you get on child support, guys, let me just tell you ladies something. So you ladies out there who put these guys on child support and stuff like that, that's a good way to run that dad off because that dad becomes afraid. He becomes afraid to even engage with them. And that's where I was. I was afraid to even go around them. She might see that my car might look a little better, and she gonna have me right back up in that courtroom. She gonna do what they call that thing. They do something, huh? Increase. It's an increase, but they call it something else. There's a term for it where every time they see you making a little bit more money, they have you right back up in there and they'll change it and bump it up. So I had to, man, I couldn't do nothing. I was like, man, I'm afraid to be around them. That's how bad it was. So it'll make you don't even want, it'll make you don't even want to deal with your own kids. That's how powerful that child support system is. It'll make you where you're cut off everything. That's a man. So women, I want y'all to hear that when you go put these guys on child support. And I think the best thing women can do, pick a good father. Don't pick a father. Because in my opinion, and you ladies can take it the way you want to take it, I think that women, for the most part, either you pick a good man and you run him off, or you pick the bad man. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was your fault. It was your fault. You picked a good man and ran him off, or you picked the bad man.
There you go.
Find him. Well, she's steaming on it. I'm ready. Come on. You picked the wrong man. And here's the thing, guys. And we didn't start going through this stuff, man, until, guys, it used to be that the father was the one that vet the husband. It was the dad. This is why in normal marriages, the dad is the one that walks his daughter down the aisle and he gives her away. And the reason that he gives her away is because he has properly vetted her husband. He done that. And he looked at him. Guys, it don't take me but a second to look at a guy right in the eyes, and I can tell where your soul is. I already know. I can tell if you was single mother raised. I can tell if you was raised by a dominant father. He wasn't just in the household, a piece of furniture everybody talked about. Yeah, you can tell. And that's why. So what's been happening is, guys, we've been going through all these years, and we have allowed our women to pick their husbands. And they've been picking their husband based on how they feel instead of whether or not this guy can provide and do what's right. And sometimes she was right, Like my wife was right when she picked me. She picked the champion. They don't like that devil. They don't like that at all. But guys, we gotta, I don't know, man. We gotta figure this out. Yeah. Yeah, good. I be getting on a tangent. I need to put some of this on Facebook. Well, not Facebook. What was the other one? YouTube. And put it on YouTube. Anybody got anything? Boy, I got all kind of people. Let me see.